This week's parasha is Parashat Truma. It says in this week's parasha that Hashem asks us to build a Mishkan and He will dwell inside of them. As we know, Chazal teaches us, Ve'asuli Mikdash V'shachanti B'tocham, that when it says that I will dwell in them, it means that Hashem will dwell in each and every one of us. We know that the Tanya, every day is a daily Tanya that the previous Rebbe put together, and the Tanya always is related to the Parsha. So sometimes the connection is clear, sometimes it's not as clear. This week, I think it's pretty clear. Hashem wants to dwell in every one of us. How does Hashem do that? Well, we do. How do we do it? How do we make it that Hashem could dwell in us? So there's something called Timtum Halil. That means our heart is closed off. You daven to Hashem, you don't feel Hashem. During davening, you want to do the will of Hashem, and you can't find the strength to overcome your desires. And the Tanya tells us a couple of ways to deal with these problems. This week, we learned another approach. That approach is very interesting, and it's as follows. Feel low-spirited towards each and every person. Act that you are lower than them. When you approach them and you start speaking to them, lower yourself before them. That's what it says in Pirkei Avot. How do we do that? So it says in Tanya that by knowing that you can't judge a person until you're in his place. Now the Tanya is speaking about a Benoni. Anybody who knows what a Benoni is, according to Tanya, it's someone who could be a Gadol Ador. He learns Torah all day. He has no averos whatsoever. He's practically an angel. Now he sees a person out in the street. He could be stealing. He could be doing terrible things, cursing, acting in terrible manners, whatever it is that he's doing. And he needs to know, you cannot judge him until you're in his place. The Tanya says his place makes him do what he's doing. So if you're out in the market for a long time, so the surroundings of the market is going to affect you. People get angry, people speak bad about each other, people do a lot of bad things over there, and that will make you to be that type of person. So if you're not a person like that, you're not a person in the market and these are surroundings, then you won't turn out to be a person like that. And if you see somebody who is, you can't judge him because you're not in his place. And even if you were in his place, let's say I'm also in the market, the same way he's in the market. So you have a different neshama. And the strength that you have in your neshama makes that you can withstand these influences. They don't affect you the same way they affect him. So even if you are in his place, you still can't judge him because you are a different type of person, with a different type of neshama. And the Tanya goes on about how you can't, this doesn't make it right. Don't think because you're out in the market, okay, this is who I am. It says in Tanya, your surroundings influence you. Apparently I have a low neshama. No, this is not an excuse for anyone that they could feel that what they're doing is fine. No, it's not the way it is. You can overcome these desires. But I, as a person, can't judge you from the side. That's what he's saying. In other words, towards yourself, you know you always need to work on yourself. But when it comes to looking at others, I can't judge anybody. So then he says how people are in, when you do an Avera, your Avera is much harsher, more severe, because you're on a higher level than his Avera, because he's on a lower level. So now things have been turned around. What I do that's not good, is much worse than what he does. With the action that he does, it seems to be so bad. It's really not so bad. What I do that seems to be a small, not a big deal. It's a really big deal. So this way I could feel that I'm lower than anybody. Because when I see the person doing the bad stuff that he does, I remember I don't do those things. What I do is definitely worse. So I'm actually in a way less than him. Therefore, I can approach him with a low spirit, feeling less than him. So that's what it says in the Tanya. Now we just have to have clarity over here. Because the Tanya is giving advice how to daven to Hashem, how to clear your heart from the timtum alev, from the closeness that it has, to free it, and to feel Hashem during davening. That's what it's coming to teach us. And it's coming to teach us how we can overcome our hardships. We have a desire to have something that we know we shouldn't have, and or do something that we know we shouldn't do. How could I have self-control and have my and be able to control myself so that I don't do these things? So by feeling good about everybody else, I'm freeing my heart up. In other words, I think the explanation is like this. Um, I think negative things towards other people. I am stiffening my heart. I'm making it hard. I'm hardening my heart by thinking he's bad and he's bad and he's not good. That hardening that I'm doing makes it that I can't control my heart. Things can't go into my heart. Godliness can't enter my heart. My heart has become closed off because I have bad feelings towards other people. So what am I doing? I'm freeing that up. I can't judge him. I can't judge him. Not only can I not judge them, but they're even better than me. And I'm actually going to feel low spirited towards them. Lower myself before them. So that being the case, now I'm not so tough anymore. I'm not so tight. My heart's not closed. I'm freeing myself up. I'm opening my heart. And now that my heart is opened, so things can come in. I open the door. I can feel godliness. I can control my feelings. I could be more. So this explains very nicely why we say before davening, I accept upon myself a mitzvah taseh of to love every Jew like I love myself. By doing so, before davening, it's the best preparation you can do. Because if I want to feel godliness in my heart, first I need to open my heart. And if my heart is closed, then it must be because I've closed my heart off from other Jews. So now my heart is closed. By opening my heart to other Jews, so now my heart is open, now the door is open, now Hashem can come into my heart. So by doing so, I'm doing myself a big favor. I'm making myself, allowing Hashem to enter into my life, to enter my heart. And I'm also making it that I could have self-control over myself, that I can control my emotions, because I opened the door, and I could, once the door is open, you could have more control over what's going on over there. And my connection to my fellow Jews is also very much stronger and much better. And with this, we could all be much happier, have a much holier life, a much happier life, and have a lot more enjoyment with our friends. And I wish everyone all the best. And Mashiach now.